Congresswoman Liz Cheney is now out of the game. She was defeated in her primary on Tuesday, but she seems to have vowed to continue her political career, even suggesting a possible presidential run in 2024. But of course, even after her defeat, she remains confident in the future of her political career, which I would imagine, since she comes from a family of politicians. This per the AP. She said, "I've said since January 6th that I will do whatever it takes to ensure Donald Trump is never again anywhere near the Oval Office, and I meant it," she said during her concession speech on Tuesday. "Our work is far from over," she said, evoking Abraham Lincoln, who also lost congressional elections before ascending to the presidency and preserving the Union. Yeah, that's right. Lincoln definitely had that path. I really don't necessarily know if Cheney will too, but it seems that she will try. The thing that I think is very important that we want to bear in mind is that, hey, Cheney has somewhat of a history here, but still, in terms of not necessarily doing things that favor the Democratic Party, but still, she again really does want to run for president. Here she is.
The former president said last night, "You're now headed to political oblivion." You said this fight is just beginning. You've even launched a political organization already. So let's just be straight about it. Are you considering running for president yourself?
Well, what I'm going to do, Savannah, is spend the next several months completing my work in Congress, obviously completing my work representing the people of Wyoming. We have a tremendous amount of work left to do on the January 6th committee. And also, though, I'm going to be making sure that people all around this country understand the stakes of what we're facing, understand the extent to which we've now got one major political party, my party, which has really become a cult of personality. And we've got to get this party back to a place where we're embracing the values and the principles on which it was founded, and talking about, fundamental issues of civics, fundamental issues of what does it mean to be a constitutional republic.
But Congresswoman, you didn't answer me yes or no.
It takes to keep Donald Trump. I will be doing whatever it takes to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office.
Well, I know you didn't say yes or no, and that's fine if you're thinking about it, but are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about running for president?
That's a decision that I'm going to make in the coming months, Savannah. I'm not going to make any announcements here this morning, but it is something that I'm thinking about, and I'll make a decision in the coming months.
I kind of think we know what that means. And I know there's word on the street, this thought that she might partner or do some kind of independent side party. It'll be interesting, but I do find it to be rather maybe cringy, the thought that she wants to get back to the GOP's initial base and their principles. Let's put up graphic number 5 so that we remember what those principles are in terms of the work that Cheney has done. So this comes from a tweet from Kasim Rashad Esquire. FYI, Liz Cheney opposed the Voting Rights Act, Minimum Wage Increase, Equality Act, Equal Rights Amendment, George Floyd Act, the BBB, also Infrastructure Bill, Inflation Reduction Act, $35 insulin bill, Women's Health Protection Act, anti-gas price gouging bill, and voted with Trump 93% of the time. He also said, "I'm not sure how people are missing the direct connection between people like her voting no on countless fundamental human rights and the rise of someone like Trump who goes one step further." Yeah, that's exactly what I say to myself. The thought is that she stood up to Trump, yes, by calling him out on his attempted coup. At the same time, how did we even get there to the point where there could be someone like Trump or an attempted coup? It's because of the antics in which she engaged, things that she worked toward that did not advance democracy, but are really the antithesis to it. And so now she lost her seat, although she's been holding it since 2017. She lost it to the Trump-backed challenger, Harriet Hageman, by over 35 points. Here she is, Harriet Hageman. She has a lot to say. She's been out there, and it'll be interesting to see how things go. But Wyoming is letting us know where they stand, and it seems to be behind Trump. Ben.
I mean, huge congrats to Harriet, who looks like an adult Harry Potter. I think this speaks very well to the place of that our country is in right now, where we are praying for a Cheney to ascend to the top office in the land to save us from the dark place we are in now. We are not in a great place. I think that tweet proves the point very well, yet I would still be, of course, I hope that a Democrat wins the White House again, but it also without a shadow of a doubt would be much, if a Democrat does not win, would be much better for the country if Liz Cheney was president than if Ron DeSantis was president or if Donald Trump was president again. And so we've come to that place when a party, as you perfectly said, Adrienne, when a party has been supporting morally bankrupt policies for so long, refuses to support any piece of legislation that just gets us more towards a place of equality in a nation that is supposed to be based on equality, something you think we would have achieved decades ago, maybe a century or two ago, and we still cannot ascend to, then yeah, we are just a tiny stone's throw away and have already been hit by that stone when we now have people in power that take that as the base and go one step further and be like, well, look, we're already on board for not supporting equality. We're already on board for not doing basic things just to make sure that there's a level playing field in this country. Why don't we go one step further and not even let people's votes count? What if we can go one step further and try to overturn a totally legitimate election with complete lies because they've already fostered this baseline of chaos, this baseline of disinformation so strong that nobody knows what to make of anything that is said on that side of the aisle. And we keep looking at it as though it's an equally valid opinion, as though it's an equally valid side of this political debate in our country, and it is not. And that's where we sit now, is that we're hoping a Cheney comes and saves the day. Wow, not a great place to be.
No, not at all. As far as I'm concerned, Trump, DeSantis, individuals like them are very much just like a cannibal. And Cheney is a cannibal who uses fork and knife. Some people would call that progress. As far as I'm concerned, the problem is still there. So
classy cannibalism, classy cannibalism. Let's do it.
Oh God, now you're starting to sound like Army Hammer. Oh, what, too soon? Too soon?